V8's on the left, V12's on the right. This test drive showdown is on the E38 BMW 7 Series. Today we're going in depth with the 2001 740 IL and the 2000 750 IL. We're going to show you the difference between these two, take them both on a drive, and go over what you need to know if you're in the market for BMW's ultimate driving machine.
The 2000 BMW 750 IL is a facelift model, but sports original amber turn indicators which weren't updated to the clear ones until 2001. Aside from that, both cars are pretty much identical with the same exterior paint and body coloring between them. Side by side, it's truly hard to tell which one's got the V12 and which is just the V8. Inside the 750 IL, we find the ultra-exclusive tobacco leather interior. The dashboard, center console, armrests, and door cards are all wrapped in soft leather. Rear passengers can adjust their seat backs, headrests, and lumbar support with controls along the bottom of the seats. The V12 adds wood trim around the C-pillars, front seat backs, map lights, and B-pillars. The V12 also includes laminated double-pane glass for sound insulation and a second battery to power the electronics. Inside our V8, we find plastic throughout, including the dashboard, center console, and most of the door cards. The rear passengers lose that wood trim cigar ashtray and the mood lighting. The backs of the seats are just plastic with no wood. The B-pillars are carpet color fabric instead of the wood and leather. However, the grab handles feature wood and chrome accents consistent with the chrome line package.
Oh, is the car on? Could hardly tell. Oh, it is. We're moving. Must be on. One of the things about the 750, the V12 that they put with the E38 is really comfort and ride quality and ultimate luxury. The 740 is a great car, and in the long wheelbase version, you get the extra space in the back. You could have optioned it to have extra features with the back seats, but overall, I really feel that BMW wanted to keep the performance aspect of things with the V8 version of this car, and the ultimate luxury version was the V12. This car is just really, really quiet. And overall, I mean, we're comparing two cars that are almost identical, a year apart, and really the engine is the only difference. Now, the owner of this car has fitted aftermarket suspension on it, so it is a little difficult to compare to my car per se with the OEM setup. But overall, the ride is very similar. The bumps, you feel them. It's not as luxurious as some of the S-Class Mercedes-Benz that we've driven, so you certainly do feel a little bit more of the road than you would in something that's a little bit more luxury-oriented. But this is still, slightly performance over luxury, and especially with the suspension, it kind of gives to that a little bit more. But you really get sound insulation, and power's pretty good too. I mean, the V12 didn't have an insane amount of power over its V8 brother, right? It's not like oodles of power more, considering, it's a bigger engine and it's a V12. Let's give it a little rip. Whew, yeah. Again, it's not like a huge performance increase over the V8. I think if I had the two side by side, I did a rip in one and then jumped out and jumped in mine and then did the same thing, maybe I'd feel the difference. But it isn't a huge noticeable difference between mine and this in terms of raw power delivery. And we'll try it again in a second to see if we can get it to go. But it feels like it takes a lot less effort for this car to be able to get you up to the speed that you want to be at. You get an extra 4 cylinders, so of course it's going to be effortless getting up to that speed. Yeah, you can't hear anything. Get out of my way. one of the things that I've been sort of struggling with over the past couple months is what to do with my E38. Do I keep it and disassemble everything and fix everything and get all the rust out and really just completely overhaul that car? And I've always said that it isn't worth it because it's not the V12. And again, it kind of goes back. I know I said that I didn't buy my car because I cared what other people think, but I just don't feel that my car is worth being able to save, in the sense that it's, again, just a 740. But when I drive this, I can see really that while there is a difference with the engine and some of the interior trim, at the end of the day, they are both very similar. And maybe that means that my car is worth putting some money into it and restoring it, because this one looks outstanding. When you put the two of them together, my car looks very sad, but this one looks just unbelievable. So maybe mine is worth it. Today's been a very interesting day. Normally we film one, maybe two cars at a time on test drive and leave it at that. But since this is our last weekend here in Ontario, I wanted to get as much done as possible. We started our day off at 8 a.m. It's now 8 p.m. and we're almost home. And I gotta say, I am absolutely tired. I was planning on just going to bed as soon as I got home, waking up tomorrow morning, with a fresh mind and getting in the car and doing the driving segment for our showdown. But I had a little bit of an epiphany on my drive home. It gave me time to think. And I really do think, as I mentioned at the end of my segment with the V12, that this car is certainly worth putting some money into. It's not the V12, but that doesn't really make it any less of a great car. Both do something different. The V12 is truly the luxury car. If you want comfort, as well as nice features and soft things to touch, and really a smooth, quiet ride, then the E38 750iL is absolutely, without a doubt, the one to buy. If you want a little bit of performance and a little bit of power, this is the one to get, because truly this has a bit better response when it comes to the throttle. And also the transmission shifts very well as well. Now I put it down now, and almost right away, within a second, the transmission shifts down into third. But we did notice when we were driving the V12, we'd put our pedal to the metal, and really it took a few seconds, then it didn't really shift down. It shifted down one gear, and it is the same transmission, so it's just mapped differently with the V12. So if you want a performance car, get a V8. If you want absolute luxury, get the V12. I think what I've learned here doing this video today, putting this showdown together, is both cars are fantastic. Mine is just as good as the V12. It just isn't a V12, and that's about. And there's no. A leather dashboard's pretty nice, I gotta say. Leather dashboard and leather center console, and the leather door cards. Yeah, they do help. But it was a fun car, but I wasn't as surprised with it as I thought it would be. But it's still great.
For once, I have nothing else to add. Thanks for watching this episode of Test Drive Showdown on the E38 V8 versus V12. As always, your support helps us make this show possible, so please leave a like if you've enjoyed the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. If you have any questions about either one of these cars, please leave a comment below or reach out to us on social media. We're looking for new cars to film in the Montreal, Quebec area, so if you live in the area and you'd like to be on the show, please reach out to us, media@perpetualradio.ca, or visit our website at perpetualradio.ca to see what we're looking for in our casting call. Until next time, take care.